much.
That's right. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. The United States has been carrying out airstrikes against ISIS for about 6 months now. But for the first time, the president is asking Congress for authority to conduct military operations against the Islamic State. But has the president made his endgame clear? And does his proposal do enough to make the case for the conflict? Let's talk to Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano.
Steve, good morning.
You heard what the president said
Yes.
yesterday, and we'll put up this stuff right now, just if you're just waking up. It limits the military action against ISIS to 3 years,
right.
Limited use of ground forces,
right.
No geographic limits on the military campaign,
right.
Blah, blah, blah. It talks about enduring operations.
Well, it prohibits
whatnot.
the presence of an enduring operation. Now, ask me what the legal definition of an enduring operation is.
How long is enduring?
It's their own terminology. It will mean one thing to Barack Obama. It'll make it really vague. Here's my attitude about this. The president already has the lawful authority under the 2002 authorization of military force.
And that's wide open.
Correct, correct. I think he's trying to push this onto the Republicans, who control both houses of the Congress.
So it's politics?
Yes, so that if something goes wrong with this, he will blame them, because he already has the authority that he now claims he's looking for. And the terminology in here, except for the 3-year duration, which doesn't tie his hands, it ties the hands of his successor, because 3 years from now, another person will be president. And the no enduring operations, which we've talked about, is an amorphous phrase that could mean different things to different presidents. So this is really filled with a lot of compromise. There's so much compromise in this that the version the president released and described yesterday when he spoke to the nation at 3:30 in the afternoon is different than the version the White House released the night before. So in the 18 hours between, they had negotiated with members of Congress and tweaked the language.
You know what you've just described? Bob Woodward over the weekend was on with Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday talking about how the political people, the president's advisors, were telling the Pentagon what to do. You're talking about politics once again going into our national security.
Yes, yes. So
that's not good.
We don't know where this is going to end up. Couple of basics. Congress declares war. President wages war. So once the Congress unleashes the president, Congress is out of the picture. They cannot tell him how to wage war. They cannot tell him no boots on the ground. They cannot tell him how many boots on the ground. Those decisions under the Constitution are exclusively his, and he, in my view, already has that power. So
if you were president of the United States, you wouldn't be going to Congress with something like this, which is a blueprint to put in handcuffs, essentially, on the commander-in-chief. Unless
I wanted to trump, embarrass, or put all of the blame on the opposition party which controlled the Congress.
Aren't you cynical? Do you think that's really what's happening?
I'm sure that that's a motivating factor behind the political folks here in the White House who advise him and who have a profound influence on what he does. So
had the president had a clean authorization for the use of force, where it's unlimited, we're going to go over there and we're going to work until we kill him, you'd be okay with that?
I think the country would be okay with that.
Just on a legal standpoint.
Well, this is the area where law, the Constitution, and politics meet. It's a place called the White House. Do we trust this president to be the focus of those three forces all at once? Right. He is the president, and he's going to be the president for the next 2 years. What happens after that is up to the voters in 2016. At the beginning of our program, we had the story about how the embassy personnel were being evacuated yesterday from Yemen, and the Marines, before they destroyed their weapons at the embassy, and then their personal weapons they had to destroy at the airport before they got on the plane at the direction of the State Department. Never heard of that. Absolutely a head-scratcher and almost mind-boggling that Marines would be instructed, A, by the State Department and not the Defense Department, B, to relieve themselves of weapons that they need to protect themselves and the civilians who they are responsible for protecting. It's a head-scratcher, and I hope the truth comes out. All right. Judge, thank you very much. Pleasure, Steve. All right, coming up on this Thursday, the Little League champs stripped of their title for cheating.